Hello everyone, and welcome to Seaview Quantum Network. I'm your presenter Daniel, and I'm here with producer Claudia Pareca. We are cosmic beings, beings of light. A single moment of your time is one of the most extraordinary gifts we could ever be given. We are honored every time that we receive one of those moments. We are honored, overjoyed, privileged, and humbled. We serve in your presence. Our shows are held on Mondays and Fridays at 12 p.m. Eastern U.S. time, 9 a.m. Pacific. At any moment, to participate on one of our shows, please call 805-830-8344 and press 1 to talk with the host. All podcasts are easily found in all social media and are available free, live, or on demand. To request a show, please write to Claudia Pareco, cview1111@gmail.com, or visit our website, cview1111.net.
Call for free at 805-830-8344 and wait in line or use Take My Call. And for $11, you can jump the long list of callers. Do so at www.paypal.me/PURECO/11 and then please PM or email Claudia Pareco with the phone number you'll call the show at cview1111@gmail.com.
Now, let's listen to our host and topic of the day.
Welcome everybody to Seaview, and thank you for connecting. And we were having a little hiccup, but here we are. And today we are doing the show called Seaview March Equinox Celebration and Activation with Celia Fenn and Archangel Michael. Today we are so happy to have Celia Fenn with us. She is an international writer, channel, artist, spiritual creative, shaman, and a group facilitator. She is the founder of Starchild Global. She used to travel the world, and she will continue after all of this to work with groups of people, as well as offering online webinar courses and private consultations. I cannot think of a time in my life and on having this Seaview that I am more happy to have her back. It is so nice to have her here. She has this energy and that is just undescribable, and people that follow her all over the world knows about this, knows how true to her heart she is and how connected to everything that's going on in our lives, in the lives of humanity. Celia Fenn lives in Cape Town, South Africa, and you can find her at starchildglobal.com. But now let's bring Celia to the show, and let's bring also Archangel Michael to this Equinox celebration and activation. Hey, Celia.
Hi, Claudia. It's wonderful to be back with you and with all the listeners. We were just saying it's been almost 2 years, maybe more than 2 years, since I was with you. So it's strange how it feels like the 2 years never were. It feels like here we are again. It was only last week. So thank you for inviting me to do this.
And thank you for responding.
Thanks. The reason why I wanted to respond at this time was because one of the amazing things that's going on at the moment is that we are reconnecting and resetting energy and consciousness. And it's the feminine voice that is returning into our culture, our collective. And I thought, well, to be able to speak today to people through this radio medium would be a way of allowing the feminine voice to be heard at this equinox time. So thank you so much for that opportunity. What I'm going to do today for this audience is, because it's the March equinox, I'm going to talk a bit about what is an equinox and why I celebrate them, because I find a lot of people are not entirely clear about what equinoxes are and why we should connect with them and what they mean to us. And then I'm going to talk a bit about this exciting reconnection of the timeline, and the reset, as some people call it. And then, very exciting, I'm going to bring in Archangel Michael, and we're going to talk about the new light codes that are coming in, because as we are resetting consciousness and as we're moving to this next stage, there are new light codes coming in. I'm sure you've all felt it in the last week or so. The energy has been just wild. I've felt myself really struggling to embody these energies because they're so powerful and so cosmic and galactic. And these beautiful colors, I'll just give you a preview. We have the diamond amethyst, the diamond emerald, the diamond ruby, and the diamond sapphire. And Archangel Michael will be working with us in this activation to embody those energies. So that's something to look forward to in this roughly 50 minutes to an hour that we're going to be together. So start with the equinox. I'm sure you felt, as I said, in the last 10 days or so, there's been a very noticeable and marked change in the energies. A lot of people have said they felt unable to sleep, or having strange dreams, or feeling exhausted, those kind of ascension symptoms where your body is very much involved in this process. I know for myself, I have felt unable to sleep at times because there's so much energy surging through my body. Because when we reconnect with higher consciousness, it's a physical process as well. It goes through the spirit bodies and into the physical body, into the DNA. So you're actually feeling electrical surges in your physical body. So that means you find it difficult to sleep because your body is so wired and your nervous system is so wired. And you might find the dreams are very intense because your brain is being activated so much by this energy. And also things like not being able to eat or eating too much. You know, all these physical symptoms of being energized by these new energies. So this is the run-up to the equinox. We've been feeling these energies increasing and increasing and increasing. And of course, the 16th of March was a very special day because of the memorial of the Cathars. Well, I'll speak about the Cathars a bit later. But all those energies coming together to create a very powerful transit that will be the equinox, which is actually tomorrow when the sun goes into Aries. And the equinox is the time when the day and the night are of equal length, is equinox. And this signifies the transition from one season to another. It's a seasonal changing point. So in the north, you are changing from winter into spring. And here in the south, where I am, we are changing from summer into autumn. And so that shift of the seasons creates energy turbulence that we feel very strongly within ourselves, within our bodies, and also in the atmosphere around us, because not only is the Earth shifting it's on its axis to create seasonal change, but there are also changes in the solar system and in the galaxy that we are feeling as the Earth moves on her journey. So it's really a very exciting time. And of course, it's spring equinox. Now, okay, spring equinox in the north. So those of you who live in the north, enjoy your spring. But spring equinox is always the most powerful of the equinoxes because it's a time when new life springs forth. And in this process, the old is swept away and the new is made, the space is made for the new. So you might find in your own life there's a powerful surge of energy that is sweeping away everything that's old and that you no longer need. Even if you don't realize you no longer need it, it's being swept away in order to make place for the new. So this is the process that a lot of you are in at the moment, letting go, releasing, and making space for what comes in next. And of course, Sun moving into Aries. Aries is the first house of the zodiac. So we're starting with Aries, the beginning, the child, the warrior. We're moving forth into a new astrological cycle. So everyone, be prepared for not only is Aries a fire sign, so it's fiery, energetic power coming through, but opportunities for new beginnings and to start new cycles in your work, in your private life maybe, at the same time that other things are dropping away. So, yes, it's a very exciting time as we move out of Pisces, which has been very gentle, more or less, and then into Aries, which is much more fiery. Now, I want to say that some people say that Aries is aggressive. Aries is with Mars, and Mars is about war. And I want to say, no, that's not true. It's a distortion. Aries doesn't have to be aggressive. Aries, in its true sense, is creative and assertive and inquisitive. It's the child, so it likes to explore. So the warrior, in the sense of standing up for yourself, indicating what is your space. It's not an aggressive energy. It's not going around looking for violence. So when this does happen in the Aries space, and very often it's used politically as a position, there's a lot of warmongering that goes on in this period. Don't allow yourself to be involved with it. Know that it's a manipulation, and the true Aries energy is creative and stands in its power with the curiosity of the child. So remember that as you move forward. Another reason why I want you to really enjoy the equinox is because the equinox is part of the sacred year. Now, the sacred year is something that Archangel a couple of years ago, when he said to me that linear time has gone, and we all know that 3D disappeared, linear time disappeared, and of course we went into what we call no time. But of course, because we are on a journey of experience on the earth, we still have this concept of a spiral of time. We spiral around from year to year. So the equinox is part of the sacred year that marks a point on the spiral of our journey as a planet and also individually as humans. And whenever we celebrate an equinox, solstice, or a time gate, we are celebrating a transit or a passage on sacred year. The sacred year begins in July, the planetary new year on the 26th of July, and it incorporates 4 time gates, which is the 8-8, the 11-11, the 2-2, and the 5-5. And then also the 4 seasonal gates, which is the 2 equinoxes and the 2 solstices, and the 26 lunar gates, which is the full moons and the new moons. So as you can see, there are time markers and portals along our path to allow us to understand that although we live in no time, or we live in the now time, we also have these markers and these portals of consciousness that allow us to feel that we are moving forward in our journey and spiraling around on the timeline in a very productive and positive and creative way. So this is where we are today. We're in the first equinox of the year, the March equinox. It's the seasonal shift of the year. And we are celebrating with the planet the shift of the seasons and the shift of our lives into either a flowering in the spring energy or a quietening down and a resting in the autumn energy that we will feel within ourselves. So the equinox gate is a transition, as we've already discovered. Now, this particular equinox is really exciting because there's so much going on in terms of our connection to the new earth and the ascension process and transformation. So how to explain? Well, most of you who are here and who are listening are not new to this process. You know what's been going on. So you're aware that in the last for me, it's been almost 25 years. We've been going through this process of transforming from the old earth into the new earth and ascending our consciousness from the old into the new. And here in 2021, at March equinox, where we are ready to reconnect fully with our divinity and reconnect fully with Christ consciousness and bring back the divine feminine, the feminine Christ consciousness, and to allow for major healing of our consciousness and also planetary consciousness. So there is just so much going on at the moment. You may feel this. You may not really to cognitively think about it all or make sense of it all, but I'm sure you're feeling it in your physical body and in your life. And Archangel Michael encourages us to relax and just to allow it to flow, because there is a plan. Things are happening the way they're meant to, and we are part of this. This is happening now at this particular time because for the last few years, those of us who are ascension pioneers or way showers have been in this process of embodying our souls. And when you fully bring your soul into your physical body and you live on the earth as an embodied, then you will naturally be reconnected to your divinity and to your divine feminine. Now, as I had explained to people previously, the connection with the Christed energy, the Christ line, and with the divine feminine Christ energy was cut off about 1,000 years ago, or about 800 years ago, when the Roman Catholic Church destroyed the Cathar community in France, because the Cathars were carrying the divine feminine Christ energy and the teachings which they received from Mary Magdalene. And those teachings were the pure Christ teachings, because Mary Magdalene had brought the seed of the Christ light from Israel to France and established it in France as the communities of the Cathars. And what happened with the other seeds that were planted in Israel, that they were taken up by people who distorted them and began to become very misogynistic. They didn't allow women to teach. Women had to keep their heads covered. You know that story. Until eventually there was a clash between these two points of view in France. And unfortunately, in the Albigensian Crusade, it was the distorted patriarchal viewpoint that was successful. And at that point, the Cathars were wiped out. It was a genocide. And their timeline was disconnected. Now, it was something of a tragedy for us, because that timeline was carrying the divine feminine Christ and the true Christ essence. So for 800 years, we've been without the divine feminine and without the true Christ essence in our lives. And so what's happening now at the equinox is that there is this reconnection of the true Christ line and the reconnection of the divine feminine, which means that the Christ message, in pure sense, is returning. You know, the message of love, kindness, compassion, beauty, harmony, peace, all of those things that are part of the Christ message from both Yeshua and Mary Magdalene. but somehow got lost in the distortions, the patriarchal version of the Christ message. So this reconnection today at the equinox time, I like to think of it as an electrical wire, perhaps, that's been cut, and one of the wires is cut off. And therefore, we've been going along with only 2 wires. And now this other wire comes back in again. And all of a sudden, we've got full power again. And so we're powering ahead with full power into the new earth. So it's a deep re-energizing of the divine feminine Christ consciousness and a reconnection with the Cathars. And what the Cathars represent, they were called the pure ones because they believed in integrity, purity, conscience, kindness, compassion, and love. And they were the true carriers of the Christ energy. So as they return, we feel that energy coming back, that energy of compassion, of clarity, of purity, of the light that is held within, and the light that is held in the heart, which is a very beautiful thing that is returning now. So, take a deep breath and just feel this powerful energy that's pouring in at equinox. This is what it is. Now we know what it is. Okay. So then we have to ask, okay, what was the point of this? Is it just to bring back the divine feminine? Yes, of course it was. But it was also to carry on with the divine plan, which is to evolve humans back or forward rather into what the original template was, which was to be a human angel or an angelic being in a human form. So what is happening intensively at this point is that millions of people are being activated to energize their original template. And when they do that, they then activate themselves as angelic or new earth people, citizens. And what is the difference between the old consciousness being and the new consciousness being? Well, in the old consciousness, we were trapped in the third dimension and pretty much mental, solar plexus way of thinking and being. In New Earth, with the new template, we become heart-centered and we're multidimensional, which means we can access different dimensions of consciousness quite easily. And we don't think with our minds, we don't organize our lives with our minds, we work from the heart. We feel rather than think. We feel with the heart, we think with the heart. It's heart consciousness. And in so doing, we are able to embody the soul in the body. The soul feels comfortable to be inside the body. It feels it's not trapped in a prison of the third dimension. It's now able to move out into the different dimensions and feel its true essence while still being in physical body. So although this process we're going through sometimes feels very difficult and very hard, the end point is something really wonderful, because we will then become beings who incarnate heaven on earth, or take earth to heaven. It will be a combination where we understand that we are home, we are angelic, we are spirit, we are soul, but within these physical forms that were in fact designed to be vehicles for angelic interaction. So this is going to become much clearer to us at this time. We're going to feel this happening so much. As this happens, as the timeline is healed, and as people start entering into their ascended state, we're going to discover that there will be 2 kinds of people on the earth. Obviously the awakened and the ascended and the others. Now, that kind of sounds, a bit like us and them. We don't want to have that kind of thing, because the essence of the higher dimensions is oneness. So still living in the concept of oneness, we can also understand that because we're in a transitionary period, there are going to be different kinds of humans on the earth. So the one kind of human is going to be the multidimensional, awakened, heart-centered being. The others are going to be the old model, as it were, third dimensional, solar plexus centered, and very limited in their conception and their capacity, but still a part of the reality that we are moving through. Now, to me, as I said at first, that sounded strange, because we all imagine that everyone's going to ascend at the same time. But Archangel Michael said that if you go back and you look at human evolution, there was a time when there were two kinds of humans on the earth. There was one called Neanderthals and one called Cro-Magnon. And eventually the Cro-Magnon became our ancestors in our physical forms, and the Neanderthals fell away. And I think this is the same transition that's happening now. The human angelics will move on, and the dimensional limited ones will gradually fall away through natural purposes. It won't be anything violent. It will just be a transition. So what that makes me understand is that our transition is now happening, and we are moving into this multidimensional angelic state at the same time that the old earth is disintegrating, but there are still old earth energies and old earth structures and old earth people that we have to interact with. So it's not an easy time by any means. And Archangel Michael says very clearly that he understands, the angelic realms understand how often it's very difficult for us to cope with these energies. But he also reminds us that, of course, nothing that we are given is too difficult for us, on the one hand, and then also that we are always protected and supported. They have our back. So we're never in a position where we can't cope. We just have to have confidence that the angelic world does have our back, and that whatever we're going through, whatever we're living through, we can manage this with the help and with our brothers and sisters and the others, our communities, our soul groups who are also going through this. And of course, there are new soul groups forming as we transcend and this transit the stargate, the Equinox gate. We will connect with others who are also part of soul groups, earth angels, and who are ascending into this higher realm of consciousness that is opening up to us now, which is absolutely wonderful. So now we come to the exciting part where I wanted to talk about what is the engine behind this process, what is the light codes that are coming down, this lightning energy that we can feel at the moment. As I said to you before, Archangel Michael says these are aspects of the diamond light. And the diamond light we know comes from galactic center, and it carries the highest frequencies that we can embody. So along with the diamond light, we also have the golden light, which is the Christ consciousness. Now, the new energies are the amethyst diamond light and the emerald diamond light. And as I said before, the ruby and the sapphire diamond light. Now, as you think of these frequencies, because it's a combination of emerald and diamond, you have a brilliant infusion of light. So it's got the normal emerald light, for example, but this infusion of brilliant diamond light, making it almost a laser-like intensity that we're working with at the moment. And I'm sure you've noticed recently how the sunlight seems to be so intense because it's also not just golden light, it's diamond light at the same time. So the addition of the diamond light from the galactic center around this beautiful emerald, amethyst, ruby, sapphire is what's intensifying these lights and these codes. Now, what we're going to do in the activation with Archangel Michael in a few minutes is we're going to embody these energies. I think everyone already is working with them, but we're going to ask Archangel Michael and the angelic beings to help us to embody them in a much easier way. So looking at what they are, first of all, the one I really love is the the diamond amethyst energy. Now, the way Archangel Michael gave them to me was within the Mandolin Cross. Now, those of you who work with me will know that the Mandolin Cross is a figure 8 and then a figure 8 on the side, so that you've got 2 figure 8s intersecting, creating a cross. And the amethyst diamond light goes into the top circle because it represents spirit and the higher realms. And it also is, in a way, taking the place of the violet flame. It's a more intense, more powerful light that we can use for cleansing and transformation. The diamond amethyst light. So it's the same violet color, but intensified by the addition of the diamond. And then at the center of the Mandolin Cross is the golden light. So we have the amethyst diamond at the top and the golden light in the center representing the heart. Then at the bottom we have the emerald diamond light, which represents earth, sacred earth, ascended earth. And again, this emerald light is intensely beautiful green, laser-like energy that represents the power and the creativity of the new earth. So we feel that we work with that beautiful light. Then as we move to the second figure 8, on the right-hand side we have the masculine energy, which is the diamond sapphire energy. And again, an intense blue, very intense blue with the diamond light. And on the other side, we have the ruby diamond light. So an intense red energy, which is the divine feminine, with the diamond light intensifying it. And as those colors come together, they swirl in this beautiful Mandolin Cross with the gold at the center. And we're going to go into our activation, where we're going to ask Archangel Michael, he's going to work with us to embody these frequencies within our DNA, because these frequencies are going into our bodies, into very deep levels, at very profound levels, where they are activating the template, the divine human angelic template, as we reconnect with the divine feminine and we reconnect with the Christ essence and we move into the new earth that is awaiting for us. So we're going to begin our activation. Begin by asking you just to make yourself very comfortable. I know that because this is the radio medium, you can do whatever you like, and you can lie down and be comfortable on your floor or on your bed, or you can simply sit and listen to my voice. So we're going to start by just slowing down a bit and taking a deep breath. Another deep breath. And so you can feel your body relaxing. And so you are connecting now with the divine light that lies within your heart. And expanding that energy out into your life body. Filling your life body, your aura, with golden light. And as you take another deep breath, you move that energy down your body, through the base chakra, and all the way down to the earth chakra, through the earth star chakra to the earth heart chakra. And there you are connecting with the frequency of the earth, of the new earth. Connecting with the love, the nurturing, and the joy in the earth heart, and bringing that up and holding it in your heart. Connecting. Connection. And now as you take another deep breath, you're moving that energy up through the crown chakra, through the soul star chakra, and up to the heart of the divine, connecting with divine love, compassion, joy, connecting with the angelic fields of light, and bringing that energy down and holding it in your heart, where you are connecting heaven and earth. And now, once again, you feel yourself completely grounded in the earth, connected to heaven, and you can expand that energy outwards. And now we join together from heart to heart and from soul to soul as a group of heart-centered human angels around the planet, creating a circle of divine light. And into the circle of light, we invite the presence of Archangel Michael to be our guide in this process. This is Archangel Michael. It gives us great joy to be here with the legions of angels and to assist you in this reconnection and in this connection of divine light. We are aware of each one of you, of your beauty and of your power, and we are happy to affirmation. Beloved ones, we are going to work with the Mandolin Cross. And so we ask you to focus into your heart and feel the golden light that is in your heart, the Christ consciousness, the higher light. And breathe in that Christ consciousness and feel that energy moving into your aura as you become an enlightened being, a pure being. And so you are open now to receive the new energies. So we begin by opening up the circle of heaven, which lets through, brings down the amethyst diamond light. Feel that energy pouring through the crown chakra, the soul star chakra, into the heart and then into the DNA, to activate every cell in your body, to reconnect you to the new earth timeline, to reconnect you to the divine feminine consciousness, and the divine feminine Christ, and to cleanse away everything that is dark and heavy and negative, clearing and cleansing and releasing. And as you feel that clearing and that cleansing, just breathe out everything that you no longer need. And so you feel that your energy field is just sparkling with this beautiful new life. And now, take a minute or two to embody that light, and then take a deep breath. And now we are going down into the lower or the earth circle, beloved ones. And here you are connecting with the emerald green light, the diamond emerald green light. So feel that energy coming into that from above, from the galaxy, but also from the earth itself. That intense green light activating every cell in your body and reconnecting you with the divine earth, with the angelic purpose for the earth, divine love for the earth. Breathe in that pure, intense energy. Let go of everything you no longer need. And embody the emerald diamond light. To feel that energy moving through your body. And now as you center back in your heart, you can feel pulsations of the golden light, and then the amethyst light, and the emerald light, and the diamond light, pulsating, moving. As you become quantum, you are a quantum being in many dimensions of life. And now you return to your heart center. So now we focus together on the right-hand side. And here we connect you with the beautiful sapphire diamond light. Just breathe in. Feel how that beautiful divine masculine light is coming into your body, coming into every cell in your body, energy moving through you. Activation of the divine feminine, the divine masculine. Activating the divine masculine. Beautiful sapphire blue. And now enter into the heart center. You're moving through the left-hand side. And on this side, you have the beautiful ruby diamond. You are activating that circle, bringing that into every cell in your body to activate the divine feminine light. Now, as you return to the center of your heart, feel how the energy is moving from the sapphire to the ruby, the gold in the center. Intense, beautiful. And now the entire cross is radiated. Amethyst, emerald, sapphire, and ruby, gold at the center. Brilliant diamond light in your body, within your body. As you breathe deeply, embody, internalize, part of who you are and part of what you are. And so now, beloved ones, as you are here together in circle around the planet, both those who are present now and those who will be here at a later stage, you are transmitting these new light codes to assist to awaken those who are ready to be awakened, to help those with their transformation who are ready to transform, and to what who are ready to ascend into higher levels of consciousness as they become part of the new earth. To transmit those energies. And beloved ones, we wish you could see what we can see. The beauty of this light. You are in the middle of your galaxy. You are a brilliant light. You are lighting up the galaxy with your soul fire, with your diamond light. And we are here to work with you, to celebrate what is being achieved at this beautiful equinox again. Take a deep breath and just hold this energy, both for yourself, for your community, and for the earth. Peace at our activation, dear ones. And we thank you that you are here and that you are open to these energies and that you are part of the transformation of the earth, the reconnection of the divine feminine, and the resetting of consciousness to higher levels for the new earth. So we ask you to take a deep breath again and to just bring that energy back into your heart where you can hold it. Take a deep breath. So as we complete this process, we return you to the channel to finish the activation. So take a deep breath again. And you can begin to feel the energy returning into your body. So you can stretch your arms and your legs. Oh, have a deep, long stretch. As you return to the physical realm, feeling energized, feeling how wonderful it is to be on earth, when these beautiful energies and light codes and colors are just swirling around you on the earth, and to feel how privileged you are to be able to hold these energies and to know about them and to be able to share them with others. So take another deep breath and you can open your eyes, return fully back in the room, still connected to each other in this beautiful section of light. So I thank all of you for being part of this circle, being part of this activation and for sharing in this. It's always, I'm laughing because when I was doing the channel with Archangel Michael, there was someone downstairs ringing my doorbell. And you're always kind of, part of you is like, now what's going on? And so you're trying to channel, but it's amazing how the outer reality tries to distract you. So it was very important for me to hold focus on what we were doing. So if you noticed at the middle of that I kind of lost, I think I said divine feminine instead of divine masculine. But it was because there were these disruptions from, they call it the collective consciousness, trying to get in and disrupt. So what we were doing was just sending out love to them so that they didn't have to come banging on the door in the middle of the activation. So thank you very much, everyone. Claudia, I think I've completed what I had to say. Are you still there?
Yes, I'm here. When we started the exercise, the activation, I could completely feel how at the moment when you said to send the energy out, I felt the connection with everybody that was on the call, and it immediately brought me around the world because you know that people are connecting everywhere. But then when Archangel Michael said that he wishes we could see how it looks for them, it must be amazing, it must be amazing looking from up above and being able to see the light. I wonder how that looks.
Well, of course, it would be geometries, geometries of light. So it'd be lights and patterns and movements. Because one of the things I'm always aware of is that sacred geometry is not static. When we look at pictures of sacred geometry, it's on a page. So it looks static. But in the quantum reality, it's always moving and flowing. So it's like get what you call those things that you look into, the patterns change.
A kaleidoscope? Like the kaleidoscope?
Yeah. That's more or less what it's like because there's movement and changing. And of course, not just the patterns that change, but the colors and the light. So the colors we were working with tonight, these intense lights, were new ones. So it's almost as though the pattern is being illuminated with these new lights. And of course, as we evolve from time to time, from age to age, the lights and the patterns do change because that is what our evolution is. It's the changing of quantum patterns to producing new. But of course, I think that I was just looking out the window. I'm sitting by my window and I'm looking out and I can see the mountain and the sun is going down. It's now just before 7. And the rocks are all slightly pink and the trees are blowing. And I'm thinking how beautiful our planet really is.
It is.
What an experience, what it is to be on the earth at this time and experience Earth's life. It doesn't feel like that a lot of the time because we're struggling with COVID and stories and vaccines and whatever. But we need to take time to look at the beauty around us, whether it's quantum beauty and creativity or just the beauty of our Earth as we watch.
That's right. Well, thank you, Celia, again for everything. And as always, you're always welcome to come back whenever you want. I want to thank everybody here listening. And they can connect to you directly at starchildglobal.com. And you're about to have another of your classes, right? The seminars that you have online.
Yeah, people who would like to connect with me, you can go to my website, which is Starchild Global, and you can join my newsletter because, of course, I always let people know what I'm doing. And in fact, I did send out a newsletter yesterday about this event tonight. I'm hoping to people on the newsletter with them. Also, as you see, webinar time here for the 4 time gate. So the time gate coming up now for next month in April will be the April-May gate, which is connected to Taurus, Aries, and Sirius and Orion and all those exciting frequencies and vibrations. And we'll be working with that transit in the sacred year. and with the energies of manifestation and creation, which are powerful and very potent now. So I will be opening the bookings for that in the next week or two, because it starts, I think, at the end of April, and you can join. It's a class, very much like what we did tonight. I talk for a while, and then we do an activation, and then we have Q&A at the end, so people are invited to ask questions and to join. And it's very commuting. We call ourselves the Diamond Light Community, and we all know each other, and we talk to each other, and it's a very warm, new earth environment for growing and for evolving and for learning more about the processes that we are in at the moment. So I'd invite people, if you're not part of our community, or if you'd like to know more about it, go to my website and just check that out. So thank you for that, Claudia.
And thank you for being here as well. And everybody, thank you. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the equinox. Celebrate big, and re-listen to this as many times as you need. You know it's free. Celia, have a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much for being here.
You too, Claudia. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye, everyone.